Long way, get this shit a long way, shit a long way. Long way, hit it long way, 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 shit long way, long shit long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, finish rich, gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way, but I gotta get this shit a long way, tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, every day we gotta get paid, I'm feeling like we be the new slaves, no we gotta finish rich, no we gotta finish rich, got a new bitch, she don't understand rich, she don't understand, she gotta get rich, she don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit, no we ain't hit lit, tryna get the long way, gotta get the shit the long way, Coach is tryna wrap up a entree. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way. Get the shit long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. When I ain't Atari, I ain't playing games, so I'm not Atari. Yesterday she told me that she bout to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money. We gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, back and forth like the pong way, man, I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way, just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy, you gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day, we be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, for so we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we get shit the long way, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, we get the long way,
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hello. Welcome. What's up, Aaron? First one in the house from the UK. Welcome, sir. Long time no see. Hello, Omanike. Hello. Let me get some things removed here and get a sip of my water before I start. Welcome if you're new to the channel. My name is LJ Young. I am the founder of SMD, and SMD is a place where I share my gift. And my gift is that I understand that capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative, okay? The people that live on the negative side of the economy are called debt slaves. Debt slaves are people that believe they can own with no money of their own, okay? Believe they can buy houses with mortgages, even for 30 years, even though it only takes one day to buy a house. People that believe they can buy cars with car loans for 84 months, even though it takes one day to buy a house, but they don't know it. That's the psychological part. Debt slaves don't know that that's mathematically impossible to own anything with a loan. They don't know that, okay? Now, I live, excuse me, I live on the positive side of the economy, okay? On the positive side of the economy, this is where taxes are your friend. You're not scared of them. You don't panic when they say the IRS is hiring 87,000 more agents. You don't go into a panic, or those are debt slaves. And the reason why you guys are like that, when you hear the word taxes or the IRS or whatever, right? It puts you into a panic because you're debt slaves. That's why you act like that. Taxes is a word, okay? No different than write down the word nail on a piece of paper and look at it. See if you see if emotions come up the same way they come up when you read the word taxes. And if you don't get emotional when you look at the word nail and you do with the word taxes, you got to understand this. Why are you getting emotional to a word? That's because you're a debt slave. Debt slave, that means you don't understand taxes. That's why you get like that. That's why you get emotional. Because once you understand them, you don't get emotional. There's just laws and rules. You hire somebody that listen. The key is this: hiring a professional tax person that understands what I'm telling you right now, that understands that capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative. That's key. Okay. The only way to prove if you have a professional tax person that lives on the positive side of the economy, the only way to prove that is their personal credit report. Their personal credit report will show if they're deep in debt or not, aka own themselves or not. If they're deep in personal debt, if this tax professional, listen closely, okay? If the tax professional is deeply in personal debt, they do not understand what I'm telling you. That's not the person you want to use. That's key. I forgot where I was going with that too. Anyway, taxes are your friend. When you understand, when you're on the positive side of the economy, you understand how it all works. That's what I do. That's the gift I do. That's the gift I share. Okay. Now, the title of this video is the IRS $600 tax rule with Venmo and Cash App and all this other stuff, right? Now, let me explain something to you, debt slaves. Okay. I started, as soon as I started using Cash App in my business, through with taking sales or whatever I was doing with it, I told the IRS I didn't need listen, I didn't need them to make a law or a rule for me to tell them about the money I'm making using Cash App with my business. I told them about it, even if they didn't want to. Here, put a sticky note on it. I just want them to know I did it. When they decide to get around what they're going to get around to something. Don't get me wrong. When they decide to get around what they're going to get around to, they're going to already see my pattern that I understand. That's why they know. I don't care about paying the taxes on whatever that happens inside of Cash App because it's you guys are paying it, debt slaves. You guys are the taxes. You guys pay all the taxes. You guys do whatever that stuff is. It's all you because you are debt slaves. You don't understand. Cheating on your taxes is cheating on yourself. The people that cheat on their taxes, those are the people that don't understand. That's why they're cheating. Do you get it? That's why the word cheat is in there. Why do you think, why do you guys think scammers always pretend to be the IRS when they want to scam you? You know why they do that? Because you guys are scared of them. That's why they use the IRS all the time. There's a pattern what they do. They're not going to pretend to be Santa Claus and try to scam you out of money. Well, yeah, some of them still do, but you know what I mean. They always use the IRS because put it this way: if you're cheating on your taxes, okay, the scammers are going to get you because you're cheating. Now, remember, if you wasn't cheating and a scammer tried to pretend to be the IRS talking about they're going to put you in jail and do all this other stuff, you would just hang up on them and block the number. what I what I show let me explain something to you guys, okay? Once you understand this gift, 99% of the people on earth will not be able to financially fool you. Do you understand that? I'm going to say that one more time. 99% of people on earth, because capitalism is worldwide, okay? So 99% of the people on earth will not be able to financially fool you. Do you understand that? I don't even have to try to see a financial phony. I don't even have to try. All I got to do is listen to them talk about money. Dead slaves. Do you understand that? Say like, listen. I'm talking to you financial scammers out there that might come across my channel. Okay, you guys don't know people like me exist. Okay, I'm gonna be plain and open and honest because you guys can hear me. Because if you're a financial scammer, you know who you are. I'm talking to you. I don't care what form. If you're scamming people out of money, I'm talking to you. You guys don't know people like me exist. All I got to do is listen to you speak about money. All I got to do is hear you talk about money. And then the first thing, as soon as I hear you talk about money, the first thing I'm gonna do is go see your personal credit report. You know why? Because you guys all start with yourself. When you start financially scamming, you all start with yourself. You guys all do that. So first you ruin your own name. And then you move outward to other people's names. So that's why I start with your personal credit report. It will tell me everything about you. Now, I know you're shocked because I know nobody in the world, that everybody that you're scamming, none of them asked to see your personal credit report, because if they did, they would know you're a fucking scammer. Do you understand? That's how I know. Now, imagine if the IRS hired me, right? And they said, "Hey, can you train some of our officers to understand what you know?" You guys would be toast. Do you understand that? You would not want Agent Young on you, especially if you're a financial scammer. You can't hide from me because you don't know I exist. You don't see me unless I tell you I'm here. Financial scammers, you're only fooling people that don't know. They're the majority. Of course, it looks like you're winning, but you're not. Taxes are you guys, you too, scammers. You guys are still in the same perspective of the people you're scamming. Do you understand that? You guys are all in the, that's why it's working with them. Here's a hint, scammers. Since you're a scammer, nothing you do can make mathematical sense. That would go against all the laws of mathematics. So it automatically defaults to a scam. Do you understand? Do you understand, scammers? Nobody has ever asked to see your personal credit report, huh, scammers? Because you can't touch that. You can scam. Listen, you can scam all the debt slaves you want. You can scam, but you can't change your personal credit report. You have no access to that. That's guaranteed. Nobody in the history of the world has ever cracked into the credit score database and scrambled up everybody's debt and credit scores. You guys have never heard of that happening, and it never ever will, ever. So that's why the first place I'm gonna go to is a place you have no control over and you can't touch it. So I'll just go straight there and it will tell me everything. If you say, "Hey, no, you can't see my personal credit report," that's all I need to know. Game over. But you got to remember, IRS have access to everything, debt slaves. You guys don't even own yourself. You guys don't even understand that. You don't even own yourself. So that means they have access to everything because you are their property. Do you understand? Like, let's take it to today, okay, right now, to the PPP fraud scam and stuff, right? All of you guys, now this is a channel that you're not going to hear this anywhere else, okay? I want you guys to understand this, okay? The money was so easy because you're purchased now. Do you understand? That's why the money was so easy. only debt slaves would steal money from the federal government, clearly seeing the rule that says if you steal this money, you are owned. Do you understand? That's what that means. You take this money the incorrect way against the law, we purchased you. Not only purchased you for a few months of the time in jail, you're purchased for life. You're stamped, federal government, right on your forehead. Bam, federal government owned. Millions of you stole money. Listen, debt slaves. Millions of you guys stole that money. Millions. They're like bobbing for apples. Which one we want? Which one's the juiciest? I don't know. Which one's going to benefit us? First of all the young ones. I'm sure you guys are going to get hemmed up quick. 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20. That got $1,000 here, $2,000 here. You guys really don't know what you did. You really don't know. You're stamped, federal government owned your entire life now. Do you understand what that means? You sold yourself for the little $1,000 you stole. Do you understand? You are now the taxes. Listen, no more tax refund checks for you. You don't get none at all. None. The little money that you will be making as a convicted felon, half of that's going to be taken. You're going to be working for free. Qualified for no government assistance at all. Nothing. You're on your own. Do you understand what that means? Here you are talking about people that are on government assistance. Now you can't even get on that. That makes you the taxes. So everything I do in business, I tell them everything because it's you guys. You guys are the taxes. You're paying them. It's you. Why would I lie to them when it's you? I'm not paying them. You're paying them. When you're on the positive side of the capitalism, taxes are your friend. Do you understand that? Do you guys understand how many tax professionals out there selling you guys information and they're in personal debt? They're hundreds of thousands of them. When you got a professional tax person in personal debt, that says they don't know. That's what that says. Listen, let me tell you something. Out of all the professions out there, out of all of them, that's the number one profession. The person should not be in personal debt. Number one. You got a professional tax person that thinks they own a house with a mortgage. You got the wrong professional tax person. You got the wrong one. You think you can own a house with a mortgage tax person? Yeah, and save money. And you want me to save what taxes on my what interest rate of my mortgage? Yeah, you can save. Cancel. You better fire them. Are you a person walking around talking about, yeah, man, I'm saving taxes, interest on my taxes, on my mortgage interest, whatever that shit is? You better stop saying that out loud in public. I promise you that. You better stop doing that because there's people like me that are standing around listening to you talk like that. I can write the interest off on my taxes. How about you not have the loan that creates the interest in the first place? How about that? Taxes are you guys. You don't listen. If you're doing, and it's listen, you young people, because it's you. Okay, you guys just don't understand what you're doing. You're you are selling. Listen to me. You're selling yourself when you do that. Do you understand? If you're one of the young people and you're thinking, oh, they're not paying attention to me, they're looking at the people that are make hundreds and thousands of dollars. Well, you guys are looking at it wrong. Okay, if there are millions of you guys doing all them little small ones, that turns into billions of dollars. Do you guys understand that? Plus, the key is this: to own you, debt slave, you. So if you're going on like 4, 5, 6, 7 years using Cash App, and each time you do your taxes, you're not putting it on there. You're not saying it. You're not saying. You better believe. Listen, you guys. Okay, listen. Cash App, I promise you, are doing their taxes quarterly, on time, telling the exact amounts, who has what, how much transferred here and there, and whatever. They're following the laws because that's the only way you can become wealthy in the United States of America. You have to follow the laws. You cannot be truly wealthy in the United States of America cheating on your taxes. Do you understand? Cheating on your taxes says you don't know how to play. That's why you're cheating. Do you ever, like, I'm talking to all the tax cheaters right now. Cheaters not paying their taxes, thinking it's funny. Hey, I've been driving for years and I haven't been paying my taxes. Ain't nobody said nothing. I've been getting my return. Hey, listen, just listen to me. I'm talking to you. One day they're going to come knocking on your door. You're not going to, go get a lawyer. Okay. Go get a good lawyer and say, hey, listen, go be straight up. I've been working and I haven't been paying shit, and I haven't been claiming. I haven't even been filing my taxes for the last 5, 6 years. Okay, this is what's going to help you. Okay, all right. This one first, you go hire a professional a professional lawyer that knows what they're doing. You hire a professional who is personally debt free. Okay, that's important. They must be personally debt free. If they're personally debt free, they understand what I'm telling you. If you go hire that professional and then you tell them, give them all the information. I've been paying 5 years. Here's all my documentation of where I've been working and blah, 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 blah. Give it all to them. When the professional files the paperwork with the IRS will see that the paperwork has been filed by a professional. Not only a regular professional, a professional that understands that capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative. Okay, they will know right away. That will tell them that you are serious about straightening out this problem. Don't try to do it yourself. That's just like, oh, you're not, if you haven't been filing taxes in years and then you try to file your taxes yourself for the first time, that tells them that you're not serious. Now they got to waste resources going back and forth. You didn't fill in this line. You didn't put this there. You didn't add that and this and that. You don't want, just pay the professional to do it for you correctly the first time. Get it out the way. Pay the fines. Do whatever you're going to have to do to straighten it out, but straighten it out. And never do the shit again. Even when I was a debt slave, listen, even when I was a debt slave, I knew not to mess around with that stuff. Even though I didn't really understand it, I didn't really, everybody in the debt matrix is forever scared. Well, oh, we're scared of the IRS and this and that. I was like, well, why? I don't get it. But that's when I didn't understand. But I knew not to just mess around in there, just be claiming stuff that doesn't exist or or checking boxes at work and, hey, hold my taxes back, and I don't really understand what that means, and just leave the box check, and then come to the end of the year, oh, I forgot, just no. I just said, I know they're getting me. Listen, I knew they were getting me somewhere in there, but I didn't quite understand it. So I just stayed in the safe parameters. Once I got out and understood, once I became debt free while I had a job still, and then I looked at a 401k and HSA and all that other stuff, return checks. Now I understood what all that meant, and so I knew what to do, what to adjust, and all that other stuff. Tax professionals don't even know what I'm telling you. Even if you brought a tax professional to this video and say, hey, listen to this guy and this and that, you know what they're going to say to you? I'm going to tell you exactly what they're going to say. Technically, he's right. And I want you, when they say this too, when they say it like this, I want you to say to yourself, damn, LJ said they were going to say that. They're going to say it just like this. Well, technically, he's right. What they're trying to say is mathematically, which is the only way. Do you understand? And when they say technically he's right, they have to say that because my math is correct. So they have to say that. That is not a choice. Do you guys understand that? But then I want you guys to pay close attention to this part, okay? When they say, right after they say technically he's right, they're going to throw in a but. And then they're going to go into all these other ways of making money. And I want you guys to understand something. Whatever they say outside of mathematics, that's called the debt matrix. They say anything, they make up stuff. All those words that are used that they're going to tell you, hey, if you invest here, put that there. That's all imaginary, illusional, because the mathematics say they don't have any money to do anything. Anything they tell you after the but is imaginary because they have no money to do any of that. That's called the debt matrix. The banks control that area. The banks control everything, but their specialty is the debt matrix. Okay, that's their specialty. They have full control in there with their words, equity, appreciation, all of the debt. When you guys use those words in the debt matrix, you guys don't understand those words are positive and negative. Like for those of you that believe you own equity in a mortgaged house, okay, say like you say, oh yeah, I bought it at this and I got it at that, and now I got this equity in this mortgaged house. That's what I want you to do. I want you to open up the calculator and put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. That, you see that large negative number? That's called negative equity. Do you understand that? The payments and the interest that you pay the bank, that's called positive equity. Do you understand? When you're paying it to the person, to the entity, that's called positive equity. Those who understand compound interest those who understand that compound interest is positive and negative earn positive compound interest. Those who do not pay negative compound interest. Negative. How to know if you're a debt slave? Are you scared if you get an IRS letter? Does that make you nervous? Are you scared when tax time comes around every year? Maybe you're one of the millions of people that are delivering stuff and not paying your taxes. You're not even filing. Oh, it's not a big deal. But you're steady working for a company that is filing quarterly as required by law. Do you guys understand what that means? Listen, the system doesn't lose. Okay. The system has a place for everybody. Do you guys understand that? This thing is perfectly designed. Do you understand that? There's a place for everybody. You don't feel like following the tax laws? There's a place for you. You're still going to participate. Regardless, say like you like F taxes, I don't care. Guess where you go? To prison. Free labor. Now you're free labor making a dime an hour minus taxes and the payments you have on the outside. So that means work for free labor. You steal federal money? Guess what? You just sold yourself for life. Never once stop and saying, how can I get 100,000, 200,000, $1 million? All I had to do was make up a company name and do all this because you sold yourself. Okay. You guys really don't even get the bigger picture. Money is an illusion for you debt slaves. Okay. It's an illusion. You go to jail for the money that you tried to get. See, that's what everybody doesn't really understand. They were purchased not even using any money at all. All they had to do was try to illegally get $300,000. All they had to do was try and do it. That's what you're convicted of, trying to get 300,000. That means you didn't even get nothing. You sold yourself for absolutely no money. Just like they brand cows, you're branded psychologically. Everywhere you go, every job that you apply for will show you are branded. Do you understand? Starting at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I know you guys don't think that means shit right now, but you will when you get older. You're going to find out real quick that you're branded and what it means to be branded. Mm. How they create a generation of debt slaves just like that. Nothing but, hey, listen, nothing but respect. Wow, that I didn't see that at all. Sure didn't. Back when I was talking about PPP loans earlier in the year, I didn't really see it for what it really is. That's how they secure debt slaves. Hmm. I feel sorry for the young ones though. You guys get here, you're teenagers. Anybody over 25 is old. They don't know nothing. Totally forgetting about you. You are brand new to earth. And it all counts on you. And I feel sorry for the kids. The age 0 to 7 are crucial years. Are you being raised by a debt slave? If you're being raised by a debt slave, you ain't got a chance. Well, I'm not gonna say that. Your chances are high that you're gonna be a debt slave. Let's put it that way, because I was raised in debt for sure. But you young ones that might have committed that PPP fraud, man, all you gotta do is go online and see the people that's getting convicted. And when you see when you see when I see $1,000, when I see $1,000, I know for a fact that person that got convicted for that $1,000 is probably young and they don't know what it means that they sold themselves for $1,000. Their entire life, they sold themselves, branded forever, for over $1,000. You could ask any of them young people, what'd you buy with that $1,000? Some shoes? How many? One pair. I got the Jordan 5, 7, 8, all of that. If you guys ever knew how much actually it costs to make Jordans, it's so crazy, man. When I see, let me give you an example, Death Slave, so you guys can understand something. When they got these shows that tell if the Jordans are real or fake or whatever, and this and that, and authentic ones versus this, do you guys understand none of that matters? It doesn't matter who makes it. Debt slaves finance everything. It doesn't matter. You guys really believe if it's made by one manufacturer versus the other, somehow the value is different. No, it's exactly the same. Sometimes people design a better, if they could. I mean, you got trademark and you can't really do that, but there are people out there that can make the current shoe even better, but they can't do it. Because if they listen, if a designer, I mean, you can. I wouldn't want this, okay? But if a designer could legally take a current shoe and make it better, right? And and sell it for themselves. Hey, I just took this shoe, the same already branded shoe, and I made it better. Guess what you guys wouldn't do? You guys wouldn't buy the original shoe anymore. You can't do that. You'd be like, why buy the original when I could just go buy the better design shoe with this made from this person over here? Nope. If you're paying for off-name brand shoes with a credit card, or you're paying brand name shoes with a credit card, you're paying for the shoes with a credit card. There lies the problem. It's not the shoe. It's not the price of the shoe. It's not, if you're paying for a credit card, regardless of what kind of shoe it is, there lies the problem, debt slaves. You get off the negative side. You understand what I'm telling you? You get off the negative side, you come to the positive side, and then you get to see the prices of what things really cost. It's going to blow your brain out. Do you understand? There's a profit margin that you guys cannot see because you're in debt. You guys have no idea how far profit margin is until you come to the positive side of the economy. There's a profit margin that you can see, and then there's a profit margin that you cannot see. Here, let me give you an example so you can understand something, okay? There are billions of tires made every year. Billions of tires. I went and bought some tires for my truck the other day. They cost me $1,800. $1,800. If they make billions of tires every year, do you really think it really costs $400 a tire? Absolutely not. They're probably making that shit for like pennies, dollars, who knows? Nothing. That's the profit margin that you guys cannot see. That's called business. Who cares? I don't care. It's time to come to the positive side and do the same thing. And then once you come to the positive side, you don't really care that the tires cost $1,800 because you guys are paying for the tires. Debt slaves, you guys are. The tires, the cost of the tires, their profit margin, the taxes that go to the state, that whatever, you guys pay for it all. So it doesn't matter. As long as I get some quality tires, that's all I care about. So what? When you come to the positive side of the economy, taxes are your friend. You know why taxes are your friend on the positive side? Because only people on the positive side can save money on taxes. You can't do that on the negative side of the economy, debt slaves. That's why you guys are hiding all your cash apps and your Venmos, and you're not putting it on your taxes. You're not claiming it because you guys don't know how to play. That's why you're doing it. Millions, listen, you guys, millions of you guys, anytime you see something be brought up that needs to be on a tax form, you know why that is? Because millions of you guys are doing it. That's a problem. Millions of you guys are not paying your taxes and you're delivering shit every day and doing all this other stuff under 1099 because you don't understand it. And you've not been doing it for years. Now you're too scared to start because you think you're going to get in trouble and all this other stuff. Millions of you guys are doing it. That's a problem. There is a lot of shit going on. They can't even hire enough IRS agents. That's a lot of people. You guys are just double timing it. I couldn't even listen. When I think about the whole picture, I couldn't even imagine an IRS agent's workload per person. That's got to be crazy. That's got to be bananas. You got the people cheating. You got the people not paying. You got the people just fucking up, don't know what they're doing. What else? Man, it don't matter. Small people, the bigger people, all you millions of you guys are cheating. Thinking because you're using Venmo and Cash App and all this PayPal and stuff that you're getting away with something that you don't listen. Okay, this is what you guys got to understand. Okay. When money is being transferred, you guys don't own the systems that the money is being transferred between. Do you guys understand that? You guys don't own that. You guys are using that. The system that you're using, those businesses are reporting their activity quarterly to the IRS. Do you guys understand that? So even though you don't say anything on your taxes, you pretend like you're not getting any money on your Cash App, you are the only one that doesn't know that they already know. Do you understand that? Because Cash App's already told them that you got it. Maybe they just want to see if you're going to lie and continue to lie for years and years. And I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they pick the people that are young and able to work and pay it or something. Who knows? I don't know how the algorithm works. I'm just telling you something. I'm just sharing something with you. None of you guys own yourself. None of you guys. So you don't own anything you use. You don't even own yourself. So they have access to everything because they own you. Do you understand that? They have access to everything. That's it. If you live here, listen, okay, listen. If you live in the United States, that's the way it is. If you believe they have to wait for court orders and all this other stuff, hey, whatever. You can believe whatever you want to believe, whatever. I'm just sharing something with you. So what? If that's just the laws. You don't like it? Leave. You got to pay your debt first before you can leave, though. You got to pay off your debt first. You can't just go. Like when you hear people say things like this, like when you watch these channels, hey man, you can live like a king over in the Philippines and this and that, and you can live on this much per hour and buy a big old house and this and that. You turn to the person and say, are you making car payments here in the you turn to them and say, okay, here in the United States, are you making car payments? Do you have student loan debt that you ain't paid in 25 years? Do you got a mortgage that you refinanced the house about 3 times? That's why you think it's cheaper for you to live in the Philippines, because you're in debt here. That's why they talk like that. That's why they speak like that. That's why they do that. They're probably running from taxes. Who knows? Like if you're out, put it this way, if you're out in the dating world and you find out the person you're dating is in tax trouble, you better stop dating them ASAP, fast. How do you tell if somebody's in tax trouble or scared of taxes or something, or get emotional about taxes? All you got to do is ask them that. Hey, how do you feel about the IRS hiring 87,000 more agents? If the person gets emotional, you need to stop dating that person. Because if they get emotional about it, that means they're not doing something in their taxes, because that's why they're scared. Because you can't turn to them and say, why are you scared? What are you scared about? Oh, I've been doing this over in PayPal and I've been telling them, why not? Man, they be taking so much in taxes and this and that. You better cut that off. What are you talking about, taking so much in taxes? If you have a job, that means you are using yourself to participate in the economy of the United States of America. Therefore, you are taxed. You. But if you create a business, your business is taxed. Do you understand? There's a huge difference. There's a big old difference. And when you create a business, you're basically passing the taxes that the people pay, whatever they're paying when they buy from your business or whatever. You're just giving it to the government. You're just saying, hey, I collect this tax for you on my product that I sold. Here it is. Here's your money. You're not paying for it. You're just giving it to them. See, debt slaves, you guys think you could start a business and collect all the taxes from the debt slaves when you sell your product, you think you get to keep your money and the taxes collected on the you can't do that. You're messing the system up. What are you going to collect the taxes and keep them? That breaks the system. What you say, Luminoth? I didn't know about the PPP stuff until I heard you talk about it on your channel. I was surprised that even celebrities who supposedly already make millions were getting convicted as well. See, now let me help you guys understand something. Okay, as a SMD, a person that understands the economy, how it works. If I had a business that was affected by 2020 and I qualified for the PPP loan, I would get it. I would have got it. And trust me, when I submitted my paperwork, the government would have known that everything was legitimate. You know how they would have known that? Because they would have looked at my past tax records for my business. Say like I was in business for 10 years, okay? And then 2020 happened, and then they offered the PPP loan, and I applied and it was approved. They would have known that my application was legitimate by looking at the past 10 years of my tax records. As soon as I applied, they would have known that it was legitimate right away. Why? Because it would have matched my past 10 years of records would have matched on the loan application. Everything easily verified. All math makes sense. All of it. So that means it's legitimate. Let them go. Like I said, when you're on the positive side, taxes are your friend. You don't get emotional over taxes. Listen, taxes are the backbone of the whole thing. This whole system right here, taxes are that's the backbone. And if you got people getting emotional or hate them, they're too high, you got to turn to them and say, what are you going to do about that? Nothing. They're not doing nothing but complaining. What are you going to, you turn anybody you hear complain about taxes, you turn to them and say, what are you going to do about it? Listen, even if they don't say nothing, it doesn't matter if they say it. They're doing nothing. So then it's time to understand them. That's what I do. I help you become wealthy by owning the time in your life. That's what I do here. I help you understand taxes and then understand that they're your friends. Taxes help build wealth. They don't take it away. They allowed people to commit fraud. The government is not dumb. It was all for a bigger purpose. They allowed people, well, if they allowed people to commit fraud every day is sunny, how come I didn't commit fraud? Since they allowed it, how come I didn't do it? The government is not dumb. No, they're not. That's true. Agreed. It was all for a bigger purpose. Yes, to create a generation of debt slaves. You are exactly correct. Do they know what I'm telling you now every day is sunny? No, they can't. That's the psychological part. They don't know that. Only debt slaves would commit PPP fraud. Yes, they already knew that. Yes. And that's exactly what they did. What they didn't know they was doing was selling themselves for a generation. Now they're branded just like cows. Whose fault is that? Their own. The government didn't get me to commit any PPP fraud. They could have did the same, but they chose not to. God gave us all the gift of choice. They chose to do it. I chose not to. I knew what it meant. They said they're not, listen, I want everybody to understand this too. The government's not hiding anything. They said if you falsify this, we own you. Of course, not in those words. But that's what it says if you read the paperwork. We own you forever. You're psychologically branded like a cow. Right on the back of your head. No, right on your forehead. Because everywhere you go, every job that you apply, it'll be right there. As soon as they run your name and your social security number. That's when you start looking for CPNs, all that side illegal shit. When you hear people talk about CPNs, who do you think they're talking to? Debt slaves. Only debt slaves listen to stuff like that. There's only one number that's assigned to you since birth, and that's your social security number. Period. If you're looking, listen, if you're the one, if you're a person looking into CPNs, that means you messed up your SSN. All you got to do is be real with yourself. You hear me say that, you got to say to yourself, damn, he's right. Yes, I know I'm right. Because only debt slaves mess with CPNs, commit PPP fraud, all that stuff. Do you guys know there are people that stole PPP money and then started a business? Do you guys believe that? Yes, there's people that, and they really believe that they're going to continue on with business. No, you're not. Even if you're out of debt, if you don't understand positive and negative numbers, wouldn't you still become a debt slave eventually? Even if you're out of debt, well, there are people not in debt that do not understand that capitalism is psychological, positive and negative. Will they go in debt? No, but they also don't know the power of which in the position that they are. Because put it this way so people can understand the scope of what I teach. If you're out of debt and you have $1 in the bank, you're financially ahead, mathematically speaking, you're financially ahead of millions of people in the United States of America. Millions with an M. You understand that? $1. Do they know that? No, they don't know that. Of course not. That's how it's supposed to be. One second, I got some water. Every day is sunny says, like you said, they could look back into tax records who had legitimate businesses. Of course, very easily. Everything's easily verified, everything. But like you said, they had a choice. And since their mentality was already messed up, they were easily get caught up. You're exactly right. Everything you're saying, every day is sunny. Debt slaves don't understand what you just said or what you're meaning, what you're saying. I want you to, this is kind of hard to grasp but once you do, you got to understand it. What you're saying right now on the screen, debt slaves have no idea what you're talking about, and they will call you crazy. That's the psychological piece. That's why it's a different language. We could say it out loud right here. I clearly understand what you're saying. That's exactly right. Everything you said is correct. It makes sense to me, but they're in it. They don't know that they're in it. They don't know that they're in the debt matrix. They don't know anything. But that's the program. That's the program. This program has been here for almost 250 years. People, listen, nothing works without humans. Do you guys understand that, debt slaves? I don't care how smart AI is. It doesn't matter what AI can just do fast, just do things faster than you can. No different than your computer. Do you understand that? When you get on your computer is like 10,000 times faster than you. You don't complain, "Oh my God, the computer's going to take over." AI is no different. Nothing works without us. Do you guys understand? Doesn't matter how many robots get built, doesn't matter how many self-driving cars. Humans are the only people that consume unnecessarily, okay? Robots and things do not. Do you understand that? You just need to figure out where your place is going to be in all this change. This is what's going to happen. Things are changing, but nothing happens without us, okay? It doesn't matter. If there are no humans, Amazon it doesn't exist. There's nothing to deliver. Do you understand that? Who are you delivering to if there's no humans? Nothing. Which side you gonna be on, the positive side or the negative side of it all? That's totally up to you. Do you want to be working in the sweat houses of Amazon? Do you want to do that? Because there's always going to be plenty of people to work in the Amazon warehouses. Do you guys understand that? I was just talking about this the other day to an S&D family member. Do you know the 40-hour work week is a thing of the past now? Do you guys understand? It's like 30-year mortgages. People are working 62 jobs on a normal basis, 60 plus. Do you guys understand that? What kind of sleep do you think that person's getting? Zero. And the only way the brain can repair itself, we need to be asleep. Debt slaves are caught up in debt so bad, they done forgot about their motherfucking brain. Totally forgetting you can't drive a car with no brain. You can't stop at a stoplight. You can't get stuck in traffic without a brain. When I get caught in traffic on the freeway or the road, I feel like I'm in the Matrix, you guys, because I know it's all you. This is temporary for me. That's every day for you. If I get caught in 4 and 5 o'clock traffic, that's temporary. I'm not upset. Doesn't bother me at all, because once I get out of it, this won't happen again for another month or two. That's what the Matrix feels like, debt slaves, because when you guys are caught in traffic, you guys are in the very things that's putting you in the traffic. Your car payments. That's why you're there. Do you understand that? That's why you're sitting in traffic, in the very thing that's causing you to be there. That's why you guys are mad looking over at it doesn't matter if the Tesla, listen, don't be jealous of a person in a Tesla that might not be driving and is driverless, and they're still in the traffic. They're making payments. So what? Do you think do you care if you're in traffic, sitting in traffic, do you care if your car is gas or electric at that moment? Do you care? You don't want to be in the traffic. The reason why you're there is because you're making electric car payments, you're making gas payments, you're making payments. It doesn't matter if it's gas or electric. You're still sitting in traffic. Person driving by had got high gas prices. The only listen, the only difference between people who making payments on an electric car, people who making on gas, is the credit card you guys use. You guys are using credit card to pay for the electricity, using credit card to pay for the gas. It doesn't matter how a finance car is powered. All those people making payments, they all don't know it only takes one day to buy a car. Only one single day. Look how many people are jealous of people driving cyber trucks. Go up to the Cybertruck owner and ask them, are they making payments? If the answer is yes, who cares what it is? That will never happen, Code B. Martin. That would throw everything off. That cannot happen. They can't. So debt slaves have been here since the formation of America? Correct. No, the formation of capitalism in America. That's what I'm going by. The formation of capitalism in America. To my knowledge, it's almost 250 years old. But see, this is what you guys don't understand. This is where I was going with it earlier. None of this works without humans. So the first half was physical slavery of humans. That's how the economy was working back then. The physical slavery of humans. Okay. That came to an end, but it must not stop because that's the only true way for an economy to work. The slavery of humans. So it went from physical to psychological slavery. It's even better because it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what part of the world you live in. As long as it's capitalism, it doesn't matter. That's even better. And then on top of the program, to make sure you guys don't understand that, make it be about color and these people know more than that and this and that and the religion, and you throw all this other stuff in there and then it scramble it all up, and then you throw in some scammers and then people that don't know nothing about finances, and you guys will never know. There's so many layers. To the average person, I sound crazy. But every time that word crazy comes into your brain, I want you to say to yourself, but is this math right? Every time crazy comes into your thought, but is this math right? I want you to say that every time. The movie Ready Player One is predictive programming. That debt prison scene will be coming to life sooner than, well, it's already here. Okay, I want you guys to really understand what I'm telling you about is here. Debt slaves own nothing. Every business or personal, 99% of the properties that you see are owned by the bank. The people in them are managing the bank's property. So everybody that you see with a rental and they have a mortgage on it, that is all bank owned. And the people whose name is responsible for the loans are the equity in, they manage the bank's properties. They pay the bank, they pay the banks to manage the bank's properties. They pay them with interest to manage their properties. Now, listen, the banks, this is so beautiful, man. This is how beautiful the system is. They own all the properties, but they're not responsible for nothing. The people that they have in them, they're responsible for the insurance, the upkeep, the structure, the taxes. All they do is collect the money. That's it. The person in them pays the taxes. They pay whatever needs to happen to make it fix, make sure it's up to code, and do that's all this. All they got to do is make the pay. They just collect the payments. That's how it works. Once you understand, this is what I see when I walk around every day. I know everybody doesn't own it. It doesn't matter what you see on social media and Instagram. They own nothing. True millionaires are invisible, people. You can't see them. When you're a true millionaire, you can make it look like anything you want. Do you understand? You have a choice. That's called choices. And when you understand how it works, why would you show, when you know 99% of the people that you see have absolutely no money, why would you show them that you do have money? What's the purpose of that? There is no purpose. Absolutely not. They don't need to know nothing. Debt slaves believe they can see money. That's why money is an illusion to them. They don't understand that. If money is an illusion to them, so is everything else. Everything they see is an illusion. That's why you see rap stars stepping out of Bugattis and draped in gold and all this in the latest shoes, because debt slaves think money looks like something. That's why they do it. That's all part of, that's business. When you see the smart rappers, what you see them come out in, that's called tax write-offs. They benefit on tax write-offs on all of it. You guys just assume it's their car, it's their clothes they're wearing, that's their jewelry, that's whatever. Of course, you guys are going to assume that. They get stacks of fake money all the time. Just get a whole bunch of stacks of fake money and say, hey, look, I'm just laying in it and sleeping in it. And I got it stacked up around my house. That's not true, you guys, okay? There would be no purpose in them doing that for real. Just get some fake, but all they gotta do is get some fake money, and you guys think it's real because of who they are. Luminoff says a coworker of mine works 70 hours a week, 2 jobs, and still owes money on taxes. God damn. Okay, I doubt that. It's because she's rich because she can't buy a car in cash. That's true. Need payments. 40 hour 40-hour work week is a thing of the past, just like 30-year mortgages. I was just talking about that. I was like, you're right. 40-hour work week is. Do you know how hard it was for me to break the 40-hour work week? You know how hard it is going to be for a person to break a 70-hour work week? They work, listen, this is what debt slaves do. They will work 70 hours, and the more hours they put in, the more payments they go get. They'll upgrade their car, get a better car. They'll upgrade their wardrobe, get some more clothes because they're making more money. And then they lock themselves into a 70-hour work week. This is what debt slaves don't realize, though. That means no sleep. They have no idea how. You can't walk up to a debt slave and say, hey, debt slave, how is your brain going to repair itself if you're working 70 hours a week, 2 jobs, and you're not getting any sleep? How is your brain going to repair itself? They're not going to have an answer. I want you guys to understand the power of the brain. The brain can function 70-hour work weeks, stressed, debt, problems, family problems, little sleep, doing that for years, and still function. You guys, I want you guys to understand something. Those of you guys that are in it right now in the debt matrix, I want you to understand the power of the brain. It could function like that for years on little sleep, bad food, no exercise, not drinking water regularly, and it can function like that for years. Now imagine what it can do with plenty of sleep, proper exercise and food, no stress, no bills, no problems. What can it do? You're hearing it right now. Do you hear it in my voice? Do you understand what happens? This is what happens. This is what the brain can do when it gets plenty of sleep and proper nutrition and no problems on it all, stress, no stress hormones and adrenaline and all. I don't have any of that. I have no problems at all. Zero, none. You know what happens? I understand that there are no limits now. None, zero. There's no limits. I follow Dave Ramsey, and there was a video titled about what if everyone was debt free in America, that's just a fantasy. You guys need to understand that that cannot happen and that will not happen ever. It's a choice. Once you get, put it this way, once you get on the positive side of the capitalism, you wouldn't want that to happen because there's plenty of room for everybody on the positive side of the economy. There's plenty of room for everybody. Once you guys get here, you will understand the definition of profit margin. It's so, hey, listen, once you understand that, you'd be like, why ever would I cheat on my taxes? Yeah, why would you do that? There's absolutely no reason to do that at all. He talked about how the stock market would crash, then people would invest more and spend more money they actually had. Well, the stock market is made up of debt slaves thinking they're going to get rich from a company that's already rich. They see Amazon. Wow, Amazon's worldwide. I'm going to get in on that. Yeah, come on in. Man, if I would have got back in, I would have back into so and so would have split. You know how much money I would have? You guys all say that, but you guys have no money to invest in the first place, no matter if the price back then or now. It doesn't matter. All you gotta do is listen to debt slaves talk. Hey man, I gotta get in on the real estate game right now. Somebody be priced out. You got the money to buy a house right now in cash? No, then you're priced out right now, today. When you get to this level, you have to start you will have to start eliminating people from your life because the majority will not understand. And then it will get envious of you, and then they'll get jealous of you or whatever. For some odd reason, that's what happens. You got to remove them because every thought is energy. So if you got somebody in your life talking about, oh, this person, they don't really care for them. They're jealous of them, or you feel that negative energy. Because let me tell you something, when you have positive people in your life and you share something that like a goal that you achieved, if it's money or your business, they're going to encourage you and be happy for you and pat you on the back and wish you for more wealth. But the ones that are envious of you, they won't say anything to you. They won't be happy for you. I want you to pay attention to their demeanor. They won't even be happy for you. They'll just look for the negative things. Well, what if this and that and this and that? You got to remove those people. You want to test? Listen, you want to test and see which friends that is? Test it on your friends. Make up some kind of goal that's really, really big that looks almost impossible and tell them that you did it and see how they respond. Pay attention to the ones that are truly happy for you and wish more for you, and listen and watch for the ones that act like it's not a big deal, whatever, and not really talk about it or nothing. Pay attention to those people. You want to remove those people. This is the perspective. It's not even, it's not even levels, because I don't want you to think because you hear me speaking, I'm somehow at a way higher level than you. I know something. No, it's I'm at a different perspective than you. It goes in perspectives, not levels. What's up, October? It goes in perspectives. Very, very few people know this perspective. What's this perspective? Say like you have ambitions of being an NFL team owner. I can help you do that. Say you want to be a NBA owner or football, whatever. You want to be one of those owners. I can help you be that. Say like you want to be the next Tesla. I can help you be that. The next Amazon, Starbucks. I can help you be that. I now understand, out of the whole entire world, Capitalism works best here. This is a privilege. The entire world knows capitalism works best in the United States of America. That's obvious. We have the largest amount of debt slaves that don't know shit. 99% of the debt slaves here don't know that they're debt slaves. And it'll be that way forever. And I don't mind it at all. So what? Doesn't matter to me. All you got to do is be on the positive side. Your view on capitalism will change forever. Then you just go right over to Canada. Just go up to Canada. Do the same thing there. Create a business over there. Become international if you want. Go to all countries. Then like go to the big boys. Canada, UK, Australia. All those guys are capitalists. That's capitalism. There are no limits. That's what I teach you here. There are no limits. The only limits that are created by you and your mind. First, you got to overcome the physical limit. You have to own yourself first. In order to get here, you have to own yourself first physically. You can't get here and not own yourself. Once you get here, you understand, like I always say, taxes help build wealth, not take away. They help build it, but only for people on the positive side of the economy. Without humans, there is no economy. Okay. Just remember that. Doesn't matter. AI comes along. There, it's so smart, and it doesn't matter what AI does. So humans program it. They just do fast what we tell them. That's it. They just do it faster. We put it in there and we say, tell it to the debt slaves, but tell it to them quickly. So you guys will move from Google to whoever's going to be the dominating AI app that everybody use. No different than Google. Google wasn't the first browser. There was a battle first, and Google won. That's all. So now there's a battle for the best AI engine. Who's going to be that for you guys to believe the most? So whoever becomes the number one AI app, do you know how much that information is going to be worth? Because you guys are going to ask them so many questions and you're going to believe every single answer that they give you. You notice how everybody says, hey, Google it, Google it, Google it. Google had to earn that. Now even Google's in trouble. They're trying to hurry up and get their AI out, but they're about to lose to be number one. Put it this way, the people that have been around for a very long time in business, they never forget that somebody can take and knock you out. They can. They never forget that. If you forget that, you're out. Wrap this up. I could go on forever with this. It's been coming to me seriously. Trying to, I guess, you know what? I guess understanding how debt slaves are created. Okay. And these are my feelings, and my feelings are irrelevant. Okay. These are just my personal feelings. I now understand the younger the debt slave is, the better. because they have long years of earning potential. Okay. But I feel bad for the young ones that got caught up in the PPP fraud. They had these debt slaves that conned them into getting this quick money, and at a young age, $1,000 might as well be $10,000. You know what I'm saying? And lied to them because that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter their age, because honestly, it's preferred. Really, in the bigger scheme of things, it's preferred. But they don't know that they are now stamped when they turn 30, because you got to understand, some of these young people, they're going to wake up by the time they start hitting 30. They're going to realize something needs to change. Their life needs to. Some are not going to wake up. The majority are not, but there are some that are, and they're going to wake up and they're going to realize they got themselves stamped at 20, at 19. They're going to have to realize that, because I can only imagine waking up and then realizing what you did while unconscious, and it's something that you cannot remove. But I want, okay, those young people that this is going to happen to, I want you to understand this is, put it this way, okay? If this happened to you at a young age, okay, of course, you got to do whatever the penalty is. Make sure you pay your fine. Make sure you pay all the restitution, the fine, and the penalties. Don't get a car. Don't start trying to get out on your own. If you're allowed to stay at home with your parents, you stay at home. Listen to me closely. You stay at home until you pay back everything you owe in restitution, fines, probation, blah, blah, blah. That is your main focus. Off. Okay. Though you are stamped, okay, though you are stamped, and you truly learn from this mistake, create your own business, create a successful business, and there will be nobody that cares that you are stamped. Okay, it won't be a problem. All right. You are now hindered from leaving the country, though. You probably hindered yourself from going out of the country and seeing the rest of the world. That's another problem. But that's something you could probably work on if you create a successful business. But if you don't want to be trapped in that, in that mistake that you made, first you pay back what you owe, all the penalties and everything that comes with it. Create your own business, stay out of debt, create your own business, and that stamp won't be as bad because nobody's going to care, neither will you. Hoop Therapy says, I'm 34. I woke up at 31, realized I just knew something was wrong. That's how it happens. I was a debt slave since 17. That's exactly how it happens, Hoop Therapy. I started waking up around early 40s. I knew something was wrong. I just, when you're in it, you can't really put your finger on it. Yeah. I was like, something's wrong. I tried to ask my friends. They didn't know shit. They were just talking the same stuff, so I couldn't ask them. I didn't have, thank God for Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey's the one that got me out. Yeah, but they need to pay parents rent. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But it's going to be way less than being out on their own. So they got to, yeah, I agree with that, Omanike. They have to pay but whatever the parent's going to charge, it's not going to be anything close to what's out in the real world for sure. Didn't make sense how my classmates were getting homes and cars, etc., while being in debt. Then I found you, see? And when you wake up like that, you don't realize that you are now actually looking for a different type of information, but you don't know the information that you're looking for. That's the hard part. You know you're looking for something new and different and something, but you don't know what it is. There's nothing to, you can't type it into Google. You can't type it into YouTube. You don't know what to type, but you know you need to type something. I remember coming across Dave Ramsey. People couldn't stand him. Oh, this guy is this. He thinks he's that. And then I listened to him. I'm like, he's just talking math. He's just talking about the calculator. He's not doing anything special. And I said to myself, why are they mad at him? He's just telling everybody what he sees on the calculator. Why are they mad? It just didn't even make any sense. And so I knew I was on to something at that time. I knew I was on to something. I knew I was on to something. A big thanks to Dave Ramsey as well. But for real, SMD takes things into the next stratosphere. Yes, agreed. Every day is sunny. Because I know, just like I always say, I always tell people, I knew when Dave said pay off all your debt except your mortgage and start putting away 15% into retirement. Well, I knew at that point, well, if you have a mortgage, you can't save for retirement. That's impossible. So I knew that was part of his business plan. Okay. When they tell you something that's mathematically impossible, that's part of business. Everybody does that. That's how you sell. That's the only way to sell stuff. You know, you don't tell everything, right? But I knew this is where I left. I said, okay, I'm on to something different. There's more to this. Yes, true, LJ. Just saying, pay for where you stay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a fact. That's all. Plus, that's all to keep them to understand that everywhere they go, they will have to pay until you buy your own house in cash. Let me tell you something, young people. Okay, if you get a house and you pay it, even with a mortgage, and you pay it off in 5 years, listen, and you do nothing, you don't invest in retirement, you don't put into the 401ks, you don't do nothing. Every check goes to paying off the house. If you pay off the house in 5 to 7 years in your 20s, guess what happens? You never have rent and or mortgage again for the rest of your life. While millions of people, listen closely, young people, while millions of people believe rent and or mortgage, complaining about how it's going up and down and rent, why they believe that that's part of life and that's what happens, you will know it's not. You know how fast your money will stack if you have no debt, not even rent or mortgage? Do you understand how fast your savings account will stack with no rent, mortgage, or debt? Nothing. You will never complain about a light bill or a water bill, or you will never complain about that ever. You won't care what it is. SMD is different, keeps me sane on my journey of getting free. You got to have the talks because the debt matrix is strong. It's not going to let you go easy. The debt matrix is not going to let anybody go easy. But once you're out, that's it. There's no going back. That's a fact right there. See, a lot of you guys have yet to break the debt matrix. Wait till it's time to break the 40-hour work week program. When you find out Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday or weekend specials, and that's all part of the program, people. None of that. Days are just days. Friday is no different than Monday. Do you guys understand that? It's not, when you hear somebody say, "Oh, thank God it's Friday," that's a problem with a person with a job that can't stand being at work. Woo, we're in the middle of the week. That's debt slave talk. Wednesday, listen, Wednesday is just Wednesday. They make commercials funny about you guys. You guys on the hump day have a camel walking through the office of cubicles while you guys are all trapped at the computer. They're making fun of you people, and they're making millions of dollars from it. When you see salesmen making TikTok videos about making fun of people with low credit scores, financing cars, and all this other stuff, if you finance a car, period, that video is talking about you too. It doesn't matter if your interest rate is better than the person financing the car with a horrible interest rate and bad credit. You guys are both financing a depreciating object with interest, and you're financing the taxes. Only debt slaves finance taxes, debt slaves. Do you know every time you finance a car, you're financing the taxes too? You guys don't know that, debt slave. That's why you hate taxes. You're financing taxes at an interest rate. What the bank does, they when you finance the car, the bank pays the IRS the taxes that you owe on that car, and then you guys financed. So say like the taxes were $5,000, okay? The bank pays the IRS the $5,000, and then they wrap the $5,000 that taxes that they pay to the IRS into your loan, and then they put interest on top of it. Do you guys understand that? So when you guys see those commercials and you finance a car, they're talking about you too. They're making fun of you. Anybody that finances cars, debt slaves. No money down and this and that. And you probably laughing, oh, they only have $500 down. I put a down of 20. The reason why you're putting money down because you don't have the money to buy the car. Or else you would just put down all the money. You guys all say the same thing. Why would I put all the money into the car when I can take the money and put it into the stock market and earn 15% on it? You guys all say the same things. You do that because you have no money. There's no excuse for financing a depreciating object at an interest rate. Do you guys understand that? When you find out somebody's making car payments, everything you see, the tires, if they got brand new tires, you know they're financed. The system, the paint, everything's financed. Everything they're wearing, their clothes, everything you see is financed if they're making car payments. Right. The other day, I was imagining what life would be like debt free and the amount of time I would have and what I would do. My mind went blank. It's scary how that normalizes. You know, so crazy. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, hoop therapy. I want you to when you're a debt slave, you don't understand the main thing that you don't have is the time. Hold on. I own true wealth. I own the time in my life. Millions of people don't know what that means, but when you do, there is absolutely no going back. When you're in debt, this is a mathematical fact. I'm going to state a mathematical fact. When you're in debt with a job, you have no idea what it feels like to own the time in your life because you don't own it. A job means you don't own your time. A job means the employer owns more of the time. You don't even know that when you're in the program. When I got out of that, oh my God, I was like, holy shit. How old am I? Oh, damn, I got to hurry up. When I look at Warren Buffett and all these other guys, I got to hurry up. Now, most of those guys had a head start because that's generation money. That's generational money. So families teach this. It's just part of life. Once you understand this information and you got young children and maybe you don't even have kids yet, you better believe your kids are going to know this information. They're going to know it. They're not going to leave. They're not going to leave your house without understanding how this works. Now you teach them this, and then they still go out and fuck up. That's their problem. You ain't gonna help them. They're gonna put it this way. This is for the parents. This is for the parents who might have young children, or you don't even have children yet. Okay. This is going to save you a lot of time. Once you understand this information, you're going to naturally teach this to your children. Okay. Now, if you teach when you teach them this, and then they get out in the world and they somehow be convinced by the debt slaves and do what they do, your kid, I promise you this, they are not going to come to you asking to borrow money. They're going to know better than that. They're going to be out there, say like you got a kid and you taught them S&D knowledge, and they're like, screw it, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to finance something anyway. You can't. And then they mess up and something happens. The last thing they're going to do is call their parents and say, hey, can I borrow some money? Can you pay this car off? They're not good. They won't do that. They might have some friends. Oh, your parents got money. You guys live in a nice house. They drive nice cars. Why don't you just call them that? They're going to be like, no, I can't. Why not? They got money. They won't be able to explain it to their friends. TGI Fridays, a restaurant, was made just to make fun of people trapped in a 40-hour work week. Yes. You guys are starting to understand how it works. That's called business. Do you guys notice, like when tax time comes around, there's always tax sales and income tax return check because debt slaves believe they're getting money. Debt slaves are excited about this is why they're excited about tax time, so you guys can understand. This is the most amount of money they've seen at one time throughout the whole year. That's why they're so excited. When you hear people on their social media, Facebook or whatever, they're talking about what they're going to do when they get with their tax money. What they're telling you, they're debt slaves. This is the most amount of money that they've seen at one time all year, and they're ready to spend it. Here, let me give you guys an example. So you guys, and this is, of course, this is my opinion. Debt slaves, only debt slaves commit PPP fraud. Okay. They go and get this easy money, hundreds, millions of dollars, just check a box, make up a fake company, and get millions of dollars. Don't even think twice. Okay. What do you think they're going to do? Now, remember, this was offered during 2020. Okay. What do you think the people are going to do with the money that they steal from the federal government? They're going to put it into the what? Economy. People that run legitimate businesses, pay all their taxes on time. Guess who benefits from it? They do. Do you hear the federal government say, hey, where did you spend all this money? Okay, we got to go to all these businesses and get back all that stolen money. No, because they got what they really wanted was them, the people. The money can't earn money. People earn money, aka debt slaves. And that's listen, I want you guys to listen to me. Millions stole money, or millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of people. I don't know. Million. I got to look it up, the total amount of people that stole the money. They're all property of the federal government now. They just get to choose which ones they want to activate. They can't activate all of them, but they got the choice. If you're a person that stole them, you cannot be sleeping comfortably. You can't. You have no idea one day your check's going to disappear. You're going to work all this. You're probably one of the people that are working overtime right now as we speak. You can barely survive on overtime, and you did PPP fraud. You're nervous. One day you're going to work all this overtime, and then it's time to get paid, and you're going to see about $20. I don't know what you guys are going to do, man. Usually the people that commit the PPP fraud, you guys are the same people not paying your taxes. You guys you guys really do it all for some odd reason. I mean, you guys lock yourselves in forever for life. Now you're gonna, oh my goodness. Mm. You're you're branded just like a cow. Do you understand that? Right on your forehead. All because of yourself. It is. I agree. I totally agree. My brain loves sleep. Oh man, I sleep good. So my coworker revealed to me the amount of debt she was in, and it totaled, oh, isn't it? $200,000. And the key word is coworker. Have a job with $200,000 in debt. Okay. And she was said to me was, I messed up. I told her she had to dig herself out, but that looked, you know what? People don't understand that bankruptcy chapter 7 is your friend. That's why it's there. Put it this way, if you come across SMD, okay, and you realize that you put yourself in trouble, okay, and you can qualify for chapter 7 bankruptcy, you go get a lawyer, you make sure you follow all the laws and the rules. Don't be trying to cheat on any way, no bankruptcy fraud, nothing. You go get a lawyer and get free and if you get qualified for chapter 7, you do it. Oh, 90%. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. She pretty much accepted her fate. Oh my God. 90% of it was, oh, if you have a job and you're $200,000 in student loan debt, I'm not saying I'm not saying it can't be done. Okay. I don't want to discourage you to say if you're in $200,000 worth of debt, student loan debt, and you got a regular job. I'm not saying that it cannot be done. Okay. Because I think anything can be done. You put your mind to it. First, put it this way. First, if this is you, because I want you to understand that once you put your mind to it, you can do anything. Okay. Let's make sure that it doesn't matter the amount of money. But if you look at that money and say to yourself, if I don't pay that money off, I will be a slave until I'm dead. And really got to understand that, really accept that. Okay. You can do two things. You can accept that you're going to be a slave and you're going to work until you can't work no more and you're going to die a debt slave. Or you can make up your mind and say, I'm going to pay this debt off so I can live free on earth right now. Once you make up your mind to do so, you will you will you will stop caring about the people around you. Like if you decided I got to get out of debt, I got to sell this expensive car and buy me a cheaper car. You're not going to care about the people who are saying, "Hey, what happened to your Benz? Why are you driving a Honda? What happened? Are you on hard times?" And those are going to be debt slaves. Because if I say like this, say like I worked with you and I saw that you did that and you talked about it and you said, "Oh, I'm just get," I would know exactly why you're doing it, and I would say to you, "Congratulations." The people that try to talk about you, those are the people with car payments. Those are the people with car payments. The people that understand are going to say the correct things to you. They're going to cheer you on. Like right now, what I'm going to do, like I just opened up my business up in Washington State, right? I got to go find a tax person or a business analyst or whatever they call. I'm going to have fun interviewing these tax people. They're going to have never met a person like me, because I'm going to ask them the person, are you in personal debt? Is that your degree on the wall? Are you still paying student loan debt? Are you still paying on your student loan debt? Yep. Nope. You can't help me. Like if I walked into an office of a professional tax person and I look on the wall and I see their professional degree from some top state college somewhere to impress you, that's all to impress you. If I say, and I'm gonna ask them, do you still have your student loan debt? If they say yes, I'm gonna say, you can't help me. They're gonna say, why? I'm gonna say, you have to explain to me. If you can explain to me why you went to college for 4 years, but you're paying on your student loans for 20. People in debt cannot save money on taxes, yet you're selling tax information. You can't help me. You haven't even helped yourself. You're probably thinking, LJ, you wouldn't do that. This is business and this is your money. Why there's nothing personal with this. If they don't know, they don't know. If you're a tax professional and you don't know capitalism is psychological and positive and negative, and you want to be one of the best in America, I can help you be that. You can have the largest tax firm in the United States of America if you want. You want that? I can help you do that. Maybe you want to be the top tax person in your company. I can help you be that. You're probably thinking, well, LJ, you don't need it. You don't know anything about taxes. I don't need to. You're right. I don't. I don't have to. Only thing I need to know about is mathematics. Taxes need math. Math don't need taxes. Remember that statement always. There are YouTube videos of people saying how I paid off 6 figures of student loan debt in 2 years, random 6 figure number. If I post some in Discord, will you give your opinion? Oh, yeah, for sure. Most definitely do that. I love that. Hey, man, you guys, listen, if you guys start putting more tax stuff up there in the Discord, I'll do those. Okay. Cause I'm really tired of talking about dead slave doing dumb shit. But if you guys can put up some tax stuff, most definitely. I'll definitely do those for sure. They won't like you after those interviews. It doesn't matter. They'll listen, October, they won't see me no more anyway. So it doesn't matter. Once I leave a person's office that's in student loan debt talking about they're going to help me with my taxes and I tell them that they can't, they won't see me no more. It don't matter. I'm going to do interviews that they've never seen before in their life. I already know that for a fact. They will have never, every office that I come see, they will have never had anybody ask them the questions that I'm going to be asking them. I'm hoping one of them get it. I really do. I'm hoping to find one. I got lucky in my business in South Carolina, so I'm assuming I'm be lucky up in Washington State. So I'm gonna be assuming that it'll be hard, but I'm gonna do my work. I need him or her, him or her. It don't matter, as long as they understand. I don't care what it is. I don't care what the person is, man or woman. Sometimes it's so crazy. You'll hear people say shit like that. Man, I don't have a woman do my taxes. Are you? You're in debt. If you hear somebody talk about not getting their taxes done by because of a gender of a person, you better stay away from that person. Filing taxes is the only thing I need to learn about regarding. You don't listen. You don't if you don't want to know about filing taxes October, all you got to do is hire a tax professional who is not in personal debt and have them do the shit. You don't really need to know about them. It's totally up to you. It's nice to know a little bit. Like for me, I understand a little bit about taxes, how they work and which way they go. I don't need to know the details. That's what I hire a professional to do. The professional that who's personally debt free and understands taxes, when I give them my information, they will know everything is legitimate by the way I give them the information. This is what you guys don't, the majority of people don't understand. When you understand and you're on the positive side of the economy, you create a particular type of pattern. A pattern is created the way you do things. So when you submit all your business financials or whatever to your tax person, the way you give it to the person, they're going to know that you're legitimate by the way you give it to them. Any questions that they may have will be an easy answer, a provable answer, easy to give them right away in 5 minutes, not a week. I'll get it to you in an hour. I'll send it to you, email. Everything is quick. Hey, we saw this large expense. Do you got the receipt for that? Hey, yeah, here it is. Bam, there you go. All purchases are in one account. Everything in the account is pretty much the same thing, and the times and the amounts and everything is the same. Usually it's around the same thing and the same businesses and the same type of purchases. There's a pattern created. It's not really difficult when I go out and about. If I'm going to buy something, I know if it's going to be a business purchase or a personal purchase. I already know that. I never try to pretend it's a business when it's really personal. I don't do that. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. If you guys ain't got any questions, did I put that up there? I'm not sure if I did. I'll put it up there. If you guys got some questions, if not, I'm gonna wrap it up. We're going on 2 hours. So. For the SMD family members, I have found my purpose. This channel and the Sixth Sense channel. I'll be doing this until I'm dead. Why? Because math is forever. Math is never going to change. It's always going to be like this. All righty. Well, you guys have a wonderful evening. Okay. Take this knowledge, you young people, 30s, 20s, and become multimillionaires. Like I always say, you guys all promised me 1 million. You guys will have tens and twenties of millions. You guys can give me one. Okay. I just want one. That's it. And remember, when you guys give it to me, make sure you give it to me the right way too, through the tax person. Hey, how do I give LJ $1 million? And let the tax person give it to me. You just don't give it to me straight. You give it through the tax person. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you too. Thank you for being here and accepting the knowledge and learning. The younger, the better. I want you guys all to be multimillionaires. I do. I do. Maybe we all get together and purchase a SMD island to where we can just go there because we need a, put it this way, we're going to need a place to where we can go and talk normal, a place that we can share all of our accomplishments. We can tell everybody how much money we made. Everybody's going to be genuinely happy for you. Nobody's going to be there asking to borrow some money from you and take, because you're making millions. It's going to be a place where we can just be us. and not worry about people being envious of you and jealous of you and all that other stuff. I promise you, it's going to be that. We're going to have that. Because when you understand SMD knowledge and you start accomplishing your goals, and then you try to tell your debt slave friends, they're not happy for you. Say like your goal was to pay off your house and you did. You know you can't tell people that you paid off your house. You want to tell them and you're excited, but you can't. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. 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 We can all go there and fucking relax and just say, yeah, man, I opened this business, man. I made 10 million off these debt slaves, man. It's crazy. And we're going to be there cheering you on and being happy. I hope you make 20 next year. Man, that's what I'm talking about. This is what the place is going to be. Like out here you can't tell the debt slaves that you're making millions of dollars. You cannot do that. You guys have a good one. All right. Until next time. Later.